This video is intended to be used with your handouts for parallel lines versus perpendicular lines. We will begin with the side on parallel lines. It is important to note that I will be following a slightly different order than what is on your paper. For that purpose, I have numbered each part of my video here to coincide with the numbers on your paper. We will begin with number 1. We are asked to graph two linear equations, y equals 3x minus 2 and y equals 3x plus 1. Pause the video now and graph these two equations. Your graph should look something like this. Take a close look at both of these lines. What do you notice about the two lines? You should see that these two lines seem to travel at the same angle and never seem to intersect. That being said, if they never intersect, our vocabulary tells us that these lines are parallel. Let's take a look at the second set of lines. We are given y equals negative 2x minus 1 and y equals negative 2x plus 1. Once again, pause your video to graph the two equations. Just like in the previous example, take a close look at both of these lines. What do you notice? You should be able to see that these two lines also follow the same angle, and neither of them will intersect with each other. Once again, using our vocabulary, we know that these two lines are parallel. Let's really examine what is happening in these two equations, though. We notice that the two lines follow the exact same angle, meaning that there must be something in our equation that makes them follow the same angle. If we look at our two equations, try to find a piece that will make these two lines follow the same angle. Which piece is the same? If we look, we notice that both of these have a dependent variable. Both of these have an independent variable. Both of them have a constant. However, in the first one, we have a constant of negative 1, and in the second one, we have a constant of positive 1. These are not the same, therefore that can't be what we're looking for. If we look at our coefficient, though, our coefficients are both negative 2. Now, we've called the coefficients something else when dealing with linear equations. Up to this point, we have referred to it as our slope. So the piece that makes these two equations have the same path and become parallel is actually our slope. In this case, our slope is the same. So the part of the linear equation that causes this to happen is our slope. Now, of course, we all know what part of the graph our y-intercept will affect. We know that that changes where our line will cross the y-axis, meaning it changes the height of where it crosses the y-axis. So really, for two lines to be parallel, the y-intercept will not affect it. The slope will affect it. Meaning, in order for two lines to be parallel, they must have the same slope. Let's put this to use. Without actually graphing this linear equation, y equals 1/2 x plus 1, we can create an equation that is parallel. all we need to know is our slope. And we have to make sure that our new equation has the exact same slope. Pause the video now and attempt to create at least one line, the equation of at least one line that will be parallel to the line y equals 1/2 x plus 1. Any equation, any linear equation that you come up with that has a slope of 1/2 will in fact be parallel to the equation given. So we could have y equals 1/2 x plus 2. We could have y equals 1/2 x. We could have y equals 1/2 x minus 3. Any linear equation that has a slope of 1/2 will in fact be parallel to y equals 1/2 x plus 1. Pause the video and circle all of the linear equations that will be parallel to the line y equals -4x. Pay close attention to what our slope is for this particular linear equation. For this one, our slope would be -4. If we look at the 5 linear equations given to us below, only 2 of these linear equations have the same slope. Therefore, y equals -4x plus 2 and y equals -4x minus 9 are lines that will be parallel to y equals -4x. The other 3 choices do not have the same slope. This is the end of the first video. In the next video, we will talk about perpendicular lines.